Done.
Okay, the topic of the class is faith of a harlot. We're going to talk about Rahab, okay, in the book of Joshua, rather. Okay, this is the topic of the class called faith of a harlot. In other words, the faith of a whore. Okay, and as we say, the faith of a hoe. Okay, but it's the faith of a harlot.
Good, good.
That's the title. Okay, now we're going to talk about Rahab's faith. Now, I was talking to a brother, and he was telling me that Rahab was Israelite. Rahab was Israelite. But from my reading, I've read that she was a Canaanite. Okay, so we went back and forth. He showed me things, you know, the landmarks and the law of the strangers and the law of the refuge.
Good.
Right? It really didn't click with me. You know, so I just left it as she's a Canaanite.
Good, good.
Okay, she is having to have faith. You know, when the spies came in and Joshua, when they took Jericho, and you know, she helped them escape, and in return, they delivered her and her family. Okay, they didn't deliver all the Canaanites, just her and her house. You know, like you had some Gentiles that was clinging on to the house of Jacob, like the Edomite. You could say all the Edomites, just say that particular one, or the Hittites or the Ammonites. Remember the story in the Apocrypha, I think it's in the book of Judith, if I'm not mistaken, where this Ammonite P.1 came to the Israelite camps. The priest took him in. Okay, there was just that one Ammonite. It wasn't the whole nation of them. So, you know. But we're going to talk about Rahab a little bit. But first, I want to go through a few scriptures. I mean, talking about her faith. Okay, so get your pens and papers out. And when you take this down, go back, research it and check it out, add on to it. Let's go to the book of Hebrews, the 11th chapter and the 31st verse.
Hebrews chapter 11 and verse 31. By faith the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, when she had received the spies with peace.
Okay, read that again.
Hebrews 11 and 31. By faith the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, when she had received the spies with peace.
Okay, see, it said Rahab the harlot. That word harlot didn't change. Okay, I was reading in some history, they said that she was an innkeeper or a madam, but a lot of the history I was reading was said that she was an innkeeper, but the scripture says she was a harlot. Okay, when we read in Revelation, when the Most High speaks about Babylon, the harlot, you know, all nations fornicated with her, you know, that's a whore.
Good.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Rahab the harlot. Okay, let's go to the book of James, the 2nd chapter, and 24 to 26 verse.
The book of James chapter 2 and verse 26.
24 to 26.
24 to 26. Ye see then how that by works man is justified, and not by faith alone. Likewise, also not Rahab the harlot justified by works, when she had received the messengers, and had sent them out another way. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also.
Okay, so James speaking about the same woman, Rahab the harlot, speaking about her faith, because she didn't want to die. And later on, we're going to read about the Gibeonites. The Gibeonites were descendants from the Canaanites too. Now, when Joshua, the Israelites, was taken over, when they was making their march to the land of Canaan, they had to fight. The Most High was with them, but they had to battle. They had to put work in. They had to fight. They was hitting these different cities. Now, Jericho was the first city to be taken. Then after they took Jericho, they was just hitting different cities, man, running up against different Canaanite kings. Canaanite kings was merging with one another. They was fighting about five kings at one time.
Wow.
Nations.
Wow.
You understand? But the Most High was with Joshua and the Israelites, and they finally went into Canaan and they took it all. But Jericho was the first city that they went into to take. You understand? So they had to fight.
Right.
So now, I was looking at Rahab. If she's Israelite, we haven't even entered into the land of Canaan yet. So how would Israelites already be there?
Right, in the land, living
Right,
posted up
right. So now, how does she break off from
Moses and
from
everybody else.
all of us and end up in Jericho, and now we hadn't took it yet? And the Most High said that that's the promised land. It's promised to us.
Right.
Say, because he spoke to Abraham about that, our father Abraham. So we was going to take this land. Now listen. She's there before Caleb and Joshua. And the scriptures say they were the two of that whole generation to enter into the land. You know, because the Most High killed off the old. The ones that was wicked, right?
Right,
Took
right.
them out. So the newborns and Joshua and Caleb was the originals of that old generation. So you mean telling me she was there before them?
She went in before John.
Yeah, but she broke off from the rest of the Israelites and got in there some way, and then the Canaanites said, hey, shalom, you know, my Israelite sister, you all right, you can stay here, you know, but you got to be a Harlot. You can take that profession, we cool with that. No. I mean, that's why I was telling the brother, you know, I don't see that she's an Israelite. You know, I'll just let the scriptures speak as it is. She's a Canaanite, a Harlot.
Right.
In Jericho, because the Canaanites, they had that. Okay, we had to take Canaan.
Right.
We had to fight to take it, man, to establish our government
Right.
in the land of Canaan. And we went from city to city, conquering, fighting, bloodshed. You understand? Let's go to 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter. And we're going to read from 1 to 5.
1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the sea, and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ.
That rock was who?
The Mashiach.
It say all drank the same spiritual drink. All was up under the cloud. And they all see when we came out of Egypt, Moses wasn't just leading us, just implementing certain things. Moses was teaching the gospel, the gospel of Yahushua as well. So everybody that came out of Egypt, that came under Moses, was being taught the gospel. So you had to be a part of that before you entered into that land. You had to have been taught the gospel. You had to have been taught about Yahushua.
Right.
See?
Right.
So that's what Moses was teaching. Through all those 40 years, he kept pushing the gospel. Okay, Yahushua. He kept pushing that. So they knew. So when they messed up, that's why the Most High dealt with them as so. Okay, read on.
Verse 5. But with many of them Yahweh was not well pleased.
See?
For they were overthrown in the wilderness.
Most High took them out. Read 6.
Verse 6. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted.
Okay, now let's go to the book of Numbers, 14th chapter.
Numbers chapter 14
Start from 28 to 32.
and verse 28. Say unto them, As truly as I live, saith the Lord, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in the wilderness, and that all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number.
Right, the Most High is talking to the wicked Israelites that was acting up back then with Moses. Read on.
Your carcasses shall fall in the wilderness, and all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number. from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. Doubtless ye shall not come into the land.
See, you shall not come into the land. So she couldn't have escaped anything and got there before Joshua and them conquered the land. Read on.
Concerning which I swear to make you dwell therein, save Caleb and the son of Jephunneh,
See, go ahead.
and Joshua the son of Nun.
He says, say Caleb and Joshua. Those two guys. And when you read in the other scripture, the Most High said that they had a different spirit on them.
Okay.
They wasn't like the rest of the people.
Okay.
Because remember the first time that Moses sent 12 spies out, right?
Okay.
To spy the land. And they seen these tall,
Okay.
Hamites and so forth, giants. And they came back and they gave the evil report, right? And the people got all shook up. So, but Caleb said, with the power of the Most High, let's go take this land now. We can take it. You understand? So the two spies was Joshua and Caleb. So now, when we read about Joshua, when Moses passed, Joshua was in charge now. So Joshua sent out two spies. But he was one of the spies under Moses. See, so when they came back, it was 10 that gave the wicked report. They was talking about the giants. Well, yeah, it's a fruitful land, but we don't know if we can take it or not. They didn't have faith in the Most High. But Caleb said, yeah, with the power of the Most High, we can take this land. So the Most High got mad at that and started taking them out. You understand? So the Israelites got mad at at Caleb and Joshua. They picked up stones and they wanted to stone them. They got mad at Moses. So they said, look, we can come together, we can get together and go take this. No, they said, we're going to go down and take the land. But the Most High told Moses to hold back. So when Moses held back, the ark wasn't in the army. Moses wasn't in the army. See, those are two entities that you needed in Israelite army to go battle. The ark wasn't there and Moses wasn't there. So the Israelites, they took on themselves, let's go down and let's take this land. Right, they got slaughtered. And they came running back. Okay, we see what you're saying. Because you needed that ark because the Most High Spirit dwelt in that ark. And you needed Moses. But Moses wasn't there. The ark wasn't there. Yeah, so they went down there and got killed. So now this time with Joshua as the leader, he sent the two spies out. And we're going to read about that in Joshua. The two spies that had encountered Rahab. Okay, continue reading.
Verse 31. But your little ones, which ye said should be a prey, them I will bring in, and they shall know the land which ye have despised. But as for you, your carcasses, they shall fall in this wilderness.
That's right. That's it. So there was nobody, no Israelite running into the land of Canaan or dwelling in Jericho until we went in there and took it. See, because that was the promise and prophecy of the Most High. Okay, that was the Most High's promise. We gonna fight and take these lands. Now, ain't nobody gonna break rank and say, yeah, I'm already here. When y'all coming through? I've been waiting on y'all. No, we going in as a people, as a nation, because when we went in, the land was split up to the tribes. You understand? So there no tribes. They didn't have no place in Canaan yet. So it's like couldn't be there claiming anything. So let's go to the book of Joshua, the 2nd chapter. Yeah, go ahead.
Bro, it's going on. I Israelites because you see a person have faith in all this stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
You gotta.
You should nobody else have no faith but only Israel.
You gotta let the Most High do His work, man. It's like my grandmother used to tell us. We used to go down and stay with her. She a slim dog woman, but she was strict, bro. Like we watch TV, as kids, and playing games. So when it started thundering and lightning, she said, turn them lights off. You gotta stop everything and sit there quiet. She said, be quiet. and let the Lord do his work.
Wow.
So that's what we got to do. Let the Most High do his work, man. I mean, if he said that's what it is, that's what it is. Let the Most High do his work. You know, my grandmother used to say that to us all the time, thunder and lightning, turn everything off. Sit there, be quiet. You know, you try and put, she said, be quiet, boy, let the Lord do his work.
What the Lord speaking. Listen.
Yeah, let him do his work. So that's what we got to do in these scriptures. When the Most High say, this person had faith or what have, we just got to let that be, man. That don't mean that Israel lost their positions. We still the champs. We still going to be the rulers, man. No nation going to be equal to us. No. The Most High promised us that we're going to rule kings and priests on the face of this planet Earth. And our feet is going to go on the necks of our enemies. Con? So, hey, this is the end of the captivity, brother. This is the end of us being the bottom and everybody else being the top. This is the end of us being the tail and everybody being the head.
Right.
Okay, yeah, you may have one sprinkle here and there, have that faith and this and that. Okay, cool. But they not ruling with us or over us. Con? Yeah, let's rock it out. All right.
This is Joshua.
Joshua, the 2nd chapter.
Which verses?
Let's start from the top. First verse. We're going to probably read, we may go through this whole thing. We're going to, let's go to the 19th verse.
Joshua chapter 2 and verse 19.
No, first verse to the 19th.
Oh, first verse.
Yeah.
So
I was trying to figure out where I was going to stop at. Yeah.
Joshua chapter 2 and verse 1. And Joshua, the son of Nun, sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy secretly, saying, go view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into a harlot's house named Rahab, and lodged there.
So Jericho was the first city that they was going to hit. The first city in Canaan that they was going to take. So they went to check it out. And they ended up in whose house? Rahab. Come on.
Verse 2. And it was told the king of Jericho, saying, behold, there came men in hither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country.
So they checking things out, man. They got their watch, and security is there. So they said, man, cats look like Israelites, man. You know, let's report this to the king. What they doing in here? Came and checked the spies out. So showing you wasn't no Israelites in Jericho. Because Israelites shows up, you know, dress code, they know. What they doing here, man? Let's go tell the king, man. Let's get these dudes. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And the king of Jericho sent unto Rahab, saying, bring forth the men that are come to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country.
So you knew they come to search out our country, and the king knew, okay, because they've been reading the history, what the Most High did to Egypt and so forth. They knew, okay, they hear, you know the light bulb went up, or they came to search out our land, man. They coming to take our land, man. They coming to take our country. You know, we got to get our army together because they coming to take something. Yeah, because we know the history on these Israelites, man. What their God did to the Egyptians in the Red Sea. You know, go ahead.
Verse 4. And the woman took the 2 men and hid them, and said thus, there came men unto me, but I wist not whence they were.
She said, look, some men came to me, but I don't know where they went. I don't know where they went. They came, but I don't know where they went. They left. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And it came to pass about the time of the shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I woke not. Pursue after them quickly, for ye shall overtake them.
See what she said? You know, the men left. I don't know where they went. Look, y'all better run and try to get them quickly. You know, the men right there. You know, so that was cool right there. She was thinking. You know, a harlot, she thinking. You know, she got that mind anyway. You know, she thinking, okay, well, they went that way. You better go catch them. You know, because she know who these guys was too, the Israelites. So now she know. Now when we read on down, she gonna tell us in the scriptures that she knew the history, that what the Most High did to the Egyptians, to the Canaanite kings, and she knew from the history that the Most High is going to give Israel that city. She knew that. She knew the Israelites was going to come through and they was going to take out everything. So she wanted to live. And she was being wise too. Being wise. Me and my family. I don't want to die. I want to live. I know what they do. They into pagan gods, so am I. But I can change. You know, if you save me, I will change. I will praise your God. If you get me out of this, I will praise your God. You know, did the scripture say that in Zechariah, I think the 8th chapter, that the people going to come up to
grab the skirt of him.
right, grab the skirt of him. That's what you say. Teach us. You know, they're going to grab the borders of blue. They're going to grab the law. Teach us about your God. Yeah, man. Because of the fear. People don't want to die. They don't want to get brutal like how Israel is going to do it, or how Israel been doing it. When they know the God of Israel is behind us and we doing the right thing, they don't want no parts of Israel. No, sir. Remember, I forget what story it was. I think it's in the Apocrypha, right, Ben? When this king was asking this captain about the Israelites. He said, should I go and attack them? You know, the guy said, wait a minute now. Which one was it?
I think it's in Judith. Yeah,
Judith?
It's in Judith.
You know, the guy said, look, man, no disrespect to you, but I'm going to tell you something. If they keeping the laws of their God, of their power, don't attack them, man, because it ain't no win for you. But if they have sinned and breaking the laws, then you attack them. And you can take them. The king looking at this guy, man, what the heck you telling me all? Man, get this guy away from me. Yeah, because if we breaking the laws, anybody can take us, man. But if we right with the Most High, if we 100 with the Most High, no nation, Satan can't stand a chance against us, brother. You know, if we 100 with the Most High. See, and that's what we got to get back to as a nation. Get back 100 with the Most High. The Most High will fight for us, man.
Right.
Yeah. You know, we may do these little slip-ups, but the Most High clean that up. You know, repent and bounce back. You know, but the way we going as a people, as a nation, man, it's wild out there. You know. Continue to read.
Joshua 2:6.
Come on.
But she had brought them up to the roof of the house, and hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order upon the roof.
See, this flax is a plant. You can make linen cloths from this flax. Then you can twine it and braid it into a rope. Ropes. Later on, we're going to read about the ropes that she had the messengers to escape on. And that rope has a symbol to it. It has a spiritual meaning to it. We're going to go into that as well. And the color of that rope has a spiritual meaning to it as well. We're going to go into that. Continue to read.
Verse 7. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan unto the fords. And as soon as they were pursued after them, as soon as they which pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate.
Yeah, as soon as the men went looking for the two messengers, put the gate shut. They out there now, looking for the guys that's inside. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and read.
Verse 8. And before they were laid down, she came up unto them on the roof. And she said unto the men. Now
look, she got them inside. Now before they kick back, she said, I got to talk to these cats now. You know, I got to be wise. I got to make a deal. I got to make a covenant. I got to make a league with these cats. Because I know what's getting ready to go down. Okay? Read the 8th verse. I mean the 9th verse.
And she said unto the men, I know that the Most High hath given you the land.
What did she say?
I know that the Most High hath given you the land.
She said, look, and I know that your God, I know that the Most High has given you the land, but some of us may read that, which she called him the Most High. That's the Israelite.
Wow.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, the nations knew Yahweh's name. I mean, go check out the Moabite stone. King Misha, the Moabite king, knew the Most High's name because on the Moabite stone, the 22nd line got Yahweh. So he knew the Most High's name. So the nations knew the Most High's name. Okay. Start the 9th verse over.
And she said unto the men, I know that the Most High hath given you the land.
She said, I know the Most High have given you the land. They ain't even took it yet. You know, but she know that they gonna lose that land.
Good.
Come on.
And that your terror is fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you.
She said, your terror is falling up on us. I'm part of them. Your terror has fallen up on us. And she said, what? All the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. We have read your history. We know what your God can do. We know what y'all have done.
Wow.
You understand? Read on.
For we have heard how the Most High dried up the water of the Red Sea.
See? She said, we have heard. They running the history down. They read the Daily News. They read the Times. They read the newspaper, man. They read the records.
Good.
We know
Good.
what your God did in the Red Sea. Read on.
In the Red Sea for you, when ye came out of Egypt, and what ye did unto the 2 kings of the Amorites that were on the other side of Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly
She
destroyed.
said, you utterly destroyed. We know what y'all did to them 2 kings, man. Them was some mighty kings. But they couldn't stand, before you Israelites. We know what y'all did. Now she's breaking it down to her. And I know this, but can you do this for me? Read on.
Verse 11, and as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt.
As soon as we heard these things, we got weak. We became afraid. We had a fearful spirit. Our hearts melt. Our minds just was mesmerized. Our spirit, there was nothing left there. Read on.
Neither did there remain any more courage in any man.
In any man, the courage was gone. Man, I don't think we can stand against these Israelites, man. They got a powerful God. God is powerful than our pagan gods. I don't think we can handle these dudes in battles in hand-to-hand combat. Sword to sword. I don't think we can take these guys. They have a terrible God if they're keeping the laws of their God. Read on.
For the Most High your power, He is power in heaven, above and in the earth beneath.
She admitted He is the God in heaven above and in earth beneath. Now, she was raised up believing in the Canaanite pagan gods. But fear will make you convert quick. Fear will make you convert quick. If you remember Roots, your name is, what is it, Toby? Boom. Go gente. Kept boom, 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 boom. They had to beat it in him. Okay, I'll go back to Toby for a while. Yeah, fear will make you convert, man. And then after you see the works of that God, especially the Most High, you'll drop everything else. No, I've seen what the God of Israel do. He is the creator. He knocked over our God, man. He crushed our God to power. So I'm going over here. I'm going with this. Yeah, I go as a convert. But I would live. And I would learn, and I would worship their God. You know what I'm saying? There were many kings back in the past. They had to learn that. Nebuchadnezzar. He had to learn that the Most High is God. He said, I am the God. But the Most High said, look, I set you up. So no, I set myself up. I am king of heaven and earth. The Most High broke him down. Broke him down. He couldn't even rule anymore. The men didn't even want to be around him. So when the Most High finally lifted him back up, the men sitting back on his throne, and he started ruling. And he said, look, praise Yahweh. He started praising the Most High sitting on that throne, man. He started